So, hi everyone, and thank you for joining me. So, let's explore something today that may be both liberating and challenging at the same time. The radical truth that life was never meant to be perfect, and our constant striving to make it so might be the very thing causing our deepest suffering. What if healing isn't about creating the perfect life? What if all the work that you do on yourself? What if none of it is meant to be a shortcut to give you a perfect life or to manifest everything that we think we want? So let me ask you something. How much of your energy do you spend thinking about how life could be different? How much time do you lose to thoughts like, if only this relationship was better? If only I had more money? If only my health was perfect? If only my family understood me? Or if only I felt more confident, more peaceful, more successful? The yearning for more, different, or better, it's so human and so very understandable. Now, this yearning, while natural and valid, can be a prison that keeps us from experiencing the profound peace that's available right here and right now in this imperfect, messy, and unpredictable life. So let's explore something today. We are going to explore the radical act of surrendering to the flow of life exactly as it is, not as a way to get what we want, but as a way to find peace in the mystery of what we are given. So, for this journey, find your way into a comfortable position. And even before we start, let's begin by being honest about something most of us don't want to admit. We don't actually know why things happen the way they do. I'll say this again, we don't actually know why things happen the way they do. Now, if you feel comfortable, you can place your hands on your body, maybe both of them on your stomach, maybe both of them on your heart, maybe one on your heart, one on your belly. We just want to feel the life moving through us. Feel your breath breathing you. Feel your heart beating you. And the beauty of it, it's all happening without any effort on your part. Settling in, listening to life, listening to your heartbeat, being aware of your senses. Just receiving my words, keeping an open mind, and just see what shows up for you in your own journey. Now, you didn't choose to be born into the family that you were born into. You didn't choose your genetic makeup. You didn't choose your early childhood experiences. You didn't even choose the timing of your arrival in history. You may not have chosen the most significant events that shaped your life. The people who loved you or hurt you. The opportunities that came your way or that you missed. The losses that you've experienced. Now, in my work with family constellations, at least in my experience, I see this so clearly. How much of what we call our life is actually the result of forces much, much larger than ourselves. And yet, our minds persist in this beautiful but exhausting fantasy that if we heal enough, if we work hard enough, if you manifest correctly enough, we can control the uncontrollable. And we can make life a safe, predictable place which is totally aligned with our preferences and needs. Here's what I want you to offer. Here's what I want to offer you today. What if the constant effort to control life is what's keeping us from experiencing peace that's already there? What if surrender is not giving up, but finally coming home? Now, I want you to explore something for yourself. The difference between peace and happiness, and why chasing happiness might be keeping us from the deeper peace that our souls actually crave. Now, our culture sold us this idea that healing equals happiness, spiritual growth, manifestation equals getting what we want, and if we are doing life right, we should feel good most of the time. Now, in most of our experiences, happiness is dependent on circumstances. It comes and goes like weather. It requires things to be a certain way. Our relationships need to be harmonious. Our health needs to be good. Our work needs to be fulfilling. Our finances need to be stable. But peace is something entirely different. Now, peace can exist in the middle of heartbreak. Peace can be present during illness, loss, uncertainty. And peace doesn't require circumstances to change. It requires us to find our place in the flow of what is. Now, with this understanding, I want you to feel into your body right now. Notice where you might be holding tension from wanting life to be different than what it is. Where am I holding tension of wanting life to be different? Now, maybe it's in your shoulders, carrying the weight of responsibilities you wish you didn't have. Maybe it's in your chest, tight with grief over a love that ended, over a relationship that's not perfect, over a family member that you don't get along with, or anything else. Maybe it's your belly, anxious about work, anxious about an uncertain future. Just for a moment, just for now, What if you didn't need to change any of this? What if these feelings, these circumstances, and this exact configuration of challenges and blessings is exactly what life is offering you right now? Not as a punishment, not as something to transcend, but as the very raw material of your existence. Now let's explore how your body already knows how to navigate life's uncertainty without needing to control everything. Your body is incredibly intelligent, and right now, without any effort on your part, it's managing thousands of processes: circulation, digestion, cellular repair, immune responses. It knows how to heal cuts. It knows how to fight infections. It knows how to regulate temperature, knows how to create life. The same intelligence that runs your physical systems also knows how to navigate emotional and spiritual challenges. But we've been trained to override this wisdom with our thinking minds, to strategize and plan and control our way through life. Now, in somatic work, we learn to drop beneath the mental story about what should be happening and tune into what actually is happening. We learn to trust the body's responses, the body's timing, and the body's own healing intelligence. Now, let me guide you into this deep listening now. Instead of thinking about your life, let's feel into it. Bring to mind something in your life that feels uncertain or challenging right now. Anything that's on your mind. Maybe a work situation, family dynamic, a health issue, or a relationship. Now, instead of trying to solve this or figure out what to do, simply feel how this situation lives in your body. Where do you sense it? And what's the quality of that sensation? Without trying to change anything, just be with this sensation with curiosity and kindness. Your body holds this uncertainty, this challenge, differently than your mind does. Your body doesn't need to know how everything will work out in order to be present with what is. Can your body find peace even in the middle of not knowing? Can it relax even while carrying this uncertainty? Can your body find peace in the middle of not knowing? Can it relax even while carrying this uncertainty? Now let's explore what it means to align with the flow of life rather than constantly swimming against it. In ancient philosophy, there's a concept called non-action or effortless action. It's not about being passive, but about moving in harmony with life's natural rhythms rather than forcing things to happen according to our timeline. Think about this for a moment. Water. Water doesn't fight the landscape. It finds a way around obstacles. It fills the spaces it's given. It adapts to the glass, to the container, to the cup. And yet, over time, water shapes mountains, creates valleys. It's incredibly powerful only because it doesn't force. I've learned that the most profound healing happens when we stop trying to force energy to move in certain ways and simply create space for the body's own healing intelligence to express itself. Your life is like this too. There is an intelligence moving through all your circumstances, all your relationships, all your challenges, and that's far greater than your individual will. When you align with this flow rather than fighting it, you discover a way of being that requires much less energy and produces much more peace. If there was an answer for every why, your mind would have figured it out by now. So let's practice this now. Feel your body settling into this moment. Feel how gravity holds you, how earth supports you, and how your breath moves through you without your effort. Now, once again, think about an area of your life where you've been pushing, striving, or trying to make something happen. And feel the effort, the strain, and the resistance in your body. What would it feel like to stop pushing? Not to give up on caring, but to stop forcing. What would it feel like to trust that life has its own timing, its own intelligence, and its own way of unfolding? Let your body receive these words as coming from that intelligence. What would it feel like to stop pushing? What would it feel like to trust that life has its own timing, its own intelligence, and its own way of unfolding? Just feel now how your body responds to this possibility of letting go of control. Notice if there's relief, fear, or both. Both responses are natural when we are learning to trust something larger than our individual will. Now let me share with you one of the most profound practices I know for finding peace in life's imperfection. the practice of witnessing. Now, witnessing is different from experiencing. When you're experiencing, you're identified with what's happening. You are angry, you are sad, you are anxious. And when you're witnessing, there's a part of you that can observe what's happening with some spaciousness. The witnessing consciousness is what allows you to find peace even in difficult circumstances. It's that part of you, that intelligent part of you, that can notice there is grief moving through me rather than I am devastated. There is uncertainty in this moment rather than I am falling apart. Now let's practice this together now. Bring to mind something that creates strong emotional reactions for you. Maybe a family dynamic, a work stress, a relationship challenge. And instead of now getting pulled into any stories, see if you can step back into the witnessing consciousness, witnessing position. Just notice. There is frustration arising. There is sadness present. And there is anger moving through. Just watch. And from this witnessing place, you're not trying to fix or change these emotions. You're simply providing space for them to exist. You're also recognizing that you are not the emotion. You are the spacious awareness in which emotions arise and pass away. Now, this is how we may find peace in imperfection. Not by making everything perfect, but by learning to witness life's constant changes. Not by making everything perfect, but by learning to witness life's constant changes. Now, in our culture, healing is often presented as improvement, becoming better, stronger, more evolved, more spiritual, more successful. And while all those things are absolutely valid, but what if healing is actually about coming home to yourself exactly as you are? Now, in my own work, I see this constantly. People wanting to fix their family dynamics, to heal their traumas, so they can have perfect relationships, so they can have better finances. And all of those are great intentions to have to stay motivated. But real healing happens when they can finally accept their family system, their partner, their living situation exactly as it is first. With all its imperfections, with all its limitations, and with all its unresolved patterns. Now, this doesn't mean becoming passive or accepting abuse. It means recognizing that some things are simply part of the human condition. Some wounds don't fully heal. Some relationships will remain complicated, and some patterns continue through generations. And when we stop trying to perfect these things, when we can witness them with compassion first, rather than trying to fix them, then a different kind of healing becomes possible. Not the healing of making everything perfect, but the healing of finding peace within imperfection. Now place both your hands on your heart and feel how your body receives these words. You don't need to be healed to be whole. You don't need to be perfect to be worthy of love. You don't need to have your life figured out to find peace. You don't need to be healed to be whole. You don't need to be perfect to be worthy of love. You don't need to have your life figured out to deserve peace. Now, as we move towards the close of our time together, I want to invite you into something I call the sacred ordinary. Finding the divine not in peak experiences or spiritual highs, but in the messy, imperfect, everyday reality of being human. Right now, you're breathing, your heart is beating, blood is flowing through your veins. This is happening whether you're happy or sad, whether your life is going according to plan or it's falling apart. Now, this is the miracle that's always available to you. Not the miracle of getting what you want, but the miracle of being alive, being aware, and being here in this moment that will never come again. Feel the weight of your body. Feel the air touching your skin. And feel life pulsing through you, regardless of your circumstances. This is where peace lives. Not in the perfection of your life, but in the perfection of this moment exactly as it is. Not in the fulfillment of your desires, but in the fullness of whatever is present right now. As we prepare to return to everyday life, let's explore how to carry this understanding with you now. Now, this absolutely doesn't mean being passive or giving up on dreams and goals. It means learning to hold your preferences lightly, to work towards what matters to you, while remaining open to life's larger intelligence. When you notice yourself fighting reality, when you catch your mind in stories about how things should be different, you can return to this practice. Drop into your body, feel what is actually happening rather than what you think should be happening. Find that witnessing place that can hold all of it with compassion. When you find yourself chasing happiness, trying to perfect your life through healing or manifesting or vision boarding or optimizing, you can always remember peace is already here. And it's not dependent on circumstances changing. It's available in the middle of whatever is happening. Now, this is the deepest teaching I can offer you. You don't need to heal your way to a perfect life. You can find peace right here, right now, in the life you actually have. Take a moment now to feel yourself here in your actual life, with all its complications and blessings and gifts and challenges. This is life exactly as it is right now. It's not something you need to perfect before you can be at peace. This messy, uncertain, unpredictable, beautiful life is yours. Every challenge you face, every relationship that triggers you, every circumstance that doesn't match your preference, all of it is raw material for discovering who you are, beneath your ideas about who you should be. Sometimes you don't need to understand why things happen the way they do. You don't need to know how everything will work out, and you don't need to control the uncontrollable. You only need to be fully here, fully present, trusting in this larger intelligence that's been breathing you since even before you were born. And that will continue long after your individual story ends. Let's call this surrender, trust, and willingness to align with life's flow rather than fighting it. This is not giving up. This is coming home. And from this place of deep acceptance, profound trust in life's intelligence, go forward now, not to perfect your existence, but learning to find perfection that already exists in each imperfect moment. The flow of life is carrying you. You can trust it. You can rest in it. You can find peace not by changing everything, but by changing nothing. Simply being present to what it is, to what is. Coming back to your body, coming back to your breath, coming back to your room. Welcome home to your actual life. And welcome home to the peace that was always here. Thank you for joining me today, and namaste.